This week, we take a look at girls badminton,
English Division Chair Ms. Namakudis,
manufacturing teacher Mr. Foley,
Student March Madness,
Northwestern,
all that and more on
the Warrior Weekly.
Good morning, Warriors, and welcome to this week's edition of the Warrior Weekly presented by Warrior Student Media. I'm William Danke.
And I'm Lex Bach. This week, we take a look at a number of exciting events and stories at MCHS.
But first, McHenry Warriors take a peek at the positive things that happen to the lives of people here at MCHS.
Good morning, Warriors. This segment of the Warrior Weekly is dedicated to the students and staff members who had a triumphant week and wanted to share their stories for the week, hence the title, Tuesday Triumphs. Let's hear what our wonderful colleagues had to say.
I just got paid at work.
Oh, that's a good question. My one win this week happened yesterday. I worked with a student over at freshman campus in our alternate program, and he was really struggling with a concept of having to come up for some testing, and we were able to work through it. It was probably about a 5 or 10 minute conversation, but it was very purposeful, and I think we landed on a good solution. So it was a really good interaction that ended well for us, both student and myself.
I have closed all my rings on my Apple Watch.
I got 100 on my math test.
A 91 on my math test.
One win. I guess it would be I finally got my truck in to get the brakes checked because it's been grinding for about a week and a half. So
ran 5 miles at the gym.
I went to an AAU tournament and I won a game.
One win. I saved a kid and a little puppy from a burning building.
Next, let's turn to the weatherman, Noah Outwater, to get the latest update on how the week will look. Noah, over to you.
Thank you, Billy. Good morning, Warriors. I'm Noah Outwater, your local weatherman, and this is this week's weather forecast, where we have rain and sun ahead of us. Starting off with today, temps reaching a high of 41, sun is out, days are getting warmer, lowest being 21 degrees. Wednesday, high chances of precipitation, looking at 43 degrees, lowest being 30. Thursday, still looking at some rain, 46 degrees, lowest being 35. Friday, cloudy but getting warmer, 4 degrees higher than Thursday, looking at 50 degrees with a low of 34. Saturday, the sun is making everything warmer, 56 degrees with a low of 31. That's the weather for the week. Have an amazing day, Warriors. Back to you, Lex.
Thank you, Noah. Our English Division Chair, Mrs. Namakudis, shares how her role at MCHS plays a part here at the upper campus.
The job of a teacher is to make an impact on students' lives while also valuing their coworkers alike. English Division Chair Gina Namakudis has spent her teaching career uplifting her students and ensuring that her staff is supported.
The rest of the time I support teachers. I get to sit in on classes and monitor the curriculum. When you get to observe other teachers teach, it just makes you stronger yourself.
Namakudis' teaching career has been ongoing for almost a decade. These past years have taught her valuable lessons about teaching styles, student interactions, and job motivation.
I started teaching at a middle school in Mundelein for 1 year, and then I moved to Belvedere and taught for 8 years. Back when I was young, I was teaching my stuffed animals in the basement and teaching them the multiplication tables, and I had a chalkboard. My sister has special needs, and I would always sit and help her with her homework.
As if Namakudis did not have enough on her plate, she is also the English Division Chair. Namakudis has a complex schedule that she works to manage.
I split my time planning and grading and prepping my lessons for students, and then working with teachers and other adults is great as well because we just help each other grow and get better and try new things and support each other as we do that.
Many students at MCHS find Namakudis a supportive and outgoing teacher. Students find her motivating and empathetic to their needs.
I like the freedom of the class and how she helps us revise our essays.
Very energetic and bubbly, and she kind of gets your energy up and encourages you to work and stuff.
Division chairs are often under a lot of stress. Namakudis has spent her career perfecting her technique. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Lily Adams, Lily Deneke, Casey Congdon, and Christine Duckworth.
Warrior Student Media dives deeper into what the badminton team has been up to.
Within the past few weeks, the MCHS girls badminton team came together once again, scratching away the rust with the start of a new season. Following many changes, coach Mrs. Erin Harris compares the differences between this year's season and last.
I've been the head coach for the girls badminton team for the past 3 years, and I was a JV coach for 2 years. This year we have a lot more home matches, so that's an opportunity for both family and friends to come out and support the athletes who are playing badminton. This year we're just going to be home a lot more. Next year we'll be on the road more.
Badminton is even eventful for those who aren't on the team. Junior Ari Jensen describes her journey with the sport.
I've been playing badminton off the side since freshman year, but then I actually officially joined the team last year.
Playing matches in courts that individuals are familiar with can play a huge role in success rate of many games. Jensen shares the advantages that come with playing at home.
We feel more confident when it's home because we know our court. We know which courts are bad because of the lighting or like the basketball hoops. So we feel more comfortable, being at home. But when we go to away, it's just basically the same thing, but it's just we don't really know like the outlines, what's considered a let, what's considered an out.
Good luck to all the girls playing badminton and wishing them nothing but a successful season. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Grace Summers, Joe Smith, and Sarah Zoete.
Mr. Foley, the manufacturing teacher, helps students find their future career, shaping and forming their skills within the trades.
MCHS, our school, offers an interesting program where students can shape and remold their skills within the trades. Mr. Foley, the manufacturing teacher, plays a big role in helping out students here at MCHS. Mr. Foley shares his experience in trade, working with metals and woods.
I am the advanced manufacturing teacher. I teach metals 1, manufacturing 2, and I have the opportunity to teach woods 1 this year. I've been teaching 13 years, a little bit in China. I taught overseas, and then I've been back in the States for 10 years teaching mostly woods, but now just getting into metals at McHenry.
Mr. Foley paints a picture of what a normal class may look like during the school day.
So, every day we have a mission that I put online. I tell students that I don't want to infringe on their time after school, so if they get the mission done, there's absolutely no homework. So if we're watching a video on how to weld, if we're doing a demo on how to weld, or them themselves they are welding, we build in that time also for cleanup. So we just try to make it as close to real life as possible for them. I know a lot of students have sports and things after school, so we don't want to give any homework. I actually didn't choose teaching to start with. I went to school for engineering, and then my younger brother, I was 21, he was 20, he passed. He had a brain aneurysm. This is actually the ring that he wore. I was trying to figure out what would make me happy, and I found serving others, helped me get out of that, depression. So I switched my major from engineering to teaching, and that's how I kind of found it. So I said, God and teaching saved my life.
Mr. Foley gives more insight into what caused him to be where he is today.
I actually grew up in McHenry, so I haven't been back in 20 years just to see the businesses like on the north side expand, to see all the businesses booming. It's very powerful. Every single student of mine has a summer job, or they have a job after school or before school. So just to see the community thriving. Also, a lot of my friends went here. I went to the Catholic school. I went to Montini and Marion. So this was kind of like our rival school. So it's cool to be on the other side of that.
Thank you, Mr. Foley, for sharing more about the class. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are Cameron Mitchell, LB Julio. Have a great week, Warriors.
Warrior Student Media shoots for the hoops, seeing if students can compete for making the perfect March Madness bracket.
McHenry Warriors shoot their shot with March Madness and hopes to become champions within their bracket. Mr. Cody Friend gives us a look on how he got hooked.
I think it's kind of like the atmosphere of it. It's kind of cool to watch, and the energy that goes along with college basketball. But I grew up with my family. I'm always watching games and watching March Madness, so that's kind of been my draw the whole time.
Knowledge and commitment is key into winning March Madness.
Just learning all the teams that are there. I try to kind of pick it as quick as possible, but seeing the upsets and what happens, and it's super unpredictable. So just making the bracket and then paying attention to every game, watching the team that you pick to win and rooting for that is cool. So.
As a lifelong fan of Duke University, Mr. Friend already knew who he was going to pick.
I picked Duke this year. Usually I stay away from picking Duke because I'm a Duke fan, so if they lose, then my bracket's done and I'm mad. But this year I felt like it was the year to pick Duke with Cooper Flagg and the team they got, so I'm rolling with it.
March Madness, a great way to gather with friends and family.
I feel like everybody can kind of get involved in watching it. You usually, if if you make a bracket with your family or your friends, it's people who don't always watch college basketball participate too, just because they know it's on. And those like first 4 days of the tournament, there's a game on every 15 minutes or so everybody's kind of tuning into that and kind of feel like everybody knows when it's happening, so the whole, even if you don't watch basketball, you're not a big sports fan, you can still make a bracket and root for your winners.
Senior Will Richter gives us a look on how he got hooked into it.
I think what's fun about it is just like being able to watch like March Madness throughout the season, or like throughout the month of March and April, just to see who wins each game. Like apps that people use, like the baseball team, we have a March Madness one where we all can see a leaderboard on who's winning, who has the most correct picks. So it's fun, just competitive.
With Duke University being one of the favorites, Will Richter already knew who he was going to pick.
This year I got Florida winning, but I think Duke might be able to win. I think they got a really good team, but I think it's either Duke or Florida, but I got Florida winning.
Good luck, Warriors, and hopefully your team wins. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we are AJ Trevera, Aiden Kuzmiak, and Nick Perez.
This past weekend, the NHS CEA and John Bierbauer hosted a clinic at Northwestern University. Dan Baker from McHenry High School explains what the organization is.
The NHS SCA as a whole is so beneficial because I think it's a profession that's still growing, and I know when I first got started, didn't know where to find information, who to talk to, and it really was a way to get going on that with being able to connect with so many people.
Adam Herman and the Assistant Athletic Director of Sports Performance expands on why hosting the clinic at Northwestern can be beneficial for high school coaches.
Well, I think anytime you get a chance to bring in high school coaches from the state, where it's probably your biggest recruiting ground, is always unique and something that's really good to do. This facility is amazing, so to be able to show this off to coaches around the state is something that we're really proud of. And again, the mission, the values of the NHS SCA align with what we're about here at Northwestern, so I thought it'd be a great place to host.
Strength coach Joe Shermonte talks about relationships and how this organization is so important for coaches.
I'm an original member, so since 2016 I've been involved in the association, and the networking and what I've learned from these clinics is probably the most important part of my development as a strength and conditioning coach in the past 10 years.
If you want to hear more about this event, be sure to talk to Dr. Bierbauer. Reporting for the Warrior Weekly, we're Allie Casey, McKenna Harvey, and Riley Radke.
That's all for today's show. Be sure to follow the Warrior Weekly on all social media platforms, including X, Insta, and TikTok.
For Like Spock and all Warrior student media, I'm William Danke. Have a wonderful week, Warriors.